Welcome to Jotform. My name is George, and today I'm going to show you how to integrate Jotform with Sendinblue. So that means that when someone fills out a Jotform submission, it's going to automatically add that contact to Sendinblue without having to do anything but the first initial setup. Now in this video, I will be showing you how to accomplish this with two systems. One of them is going to be done with Zapier, and the second one is going to be done with Pabbly Connect. So that way you have two options to connect your Jotform with Sendinblue. So let me show you how this is done right now. Okay, here we have our Jotform dashboard. Let's get started with a brand new form so you know how to get started from zero. So let's go into create a form. And in this case, we're gonna select start from scratch and we're gonna select classic form. You can also use card form if you like. So let's go ahead and choose classic form. And this will open up our Jotform builder. Okay. Now what we're gonna have to do right now is add some basic elements so we have that information to add to Sendinblue. So let's go into add form elements. And in this case, we're going to need, for example, the name. Let's ask for the phone, the email, and these are the basic elements that we might need to add our contact information to Sendinblue. Obviously, this could be any form. It could have a bunch of elements, but you can use the elements that you just need to send that information to Sendinblue, okay? We'll keep it simple for this, and we'll call this form for Sendinblue, okay? So that's just for reference purposes and so we can find it later on easily, okay? Now, what do we have to do next? Let's go into settings, integrations, and let's go search for Sendinblue, okay? Here it is. And this method is gonna be done using Zapier, okay? So what we're gonna do is use this Zap, and it's gonna open up Zapier inside of Jotform, okay? Okay, let's wait for that to load. Let's go ahead and first choose our trigger, which is this form that we're working on, and we're gonna connect to our Jotform account. In this case, I already connected Jotform with Zapier, but if you haven't done so, you will need to allow access to so they can connect one with another. Let's go ahead and continue. We're going to choose the form, and in this case, we're gonna choose the form for Sendinblue. Remember, we named this previously. That way we can find it easily. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's test the trigger. Okay, here's our information, and it's already filled with sample information. This sample information is going to be needed, so then we know where to place these fields on Sendinblue. So let's go ahead and click on continue. And now we're going to connect to Sendinblue. So what we're going to do in Sendinblue is that we have these actions: add or update a contact or send a transactional email. In this case, we're going to add a contact, okay? Let's go ahead and click and continue. Sign into Sendinblue. Okay, now we haven't connected to Sendinblue. So how do we do it? We need the API key that we're going to get from Sendinblue. So let's head on over to Sendinblue right now. Okay, this is my dashboard for Sendinblue, and the place where we're going to find the API key is on the top right section, and we're going to click on SMTP and API. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna generate a new API key. This way we know how to find it later on also. So we're gonna name it Jotform, and this is good to know that it's named because later on you might not need it. So you can just go ahead and delete it. Let's click OK. We have our API key now. Let's go back into our Jotform connection. Okay, let's connect that API key. Let's go ahead and continue. All right, it's now connected. It knows it's my account because I use the API key. And the fields that we have on Jotform are the ones that we're going to use and place them on the right section of Sendinblue. So for example, this is the action of Sendinblue, and we're gonna add the field for the email on the email section. So let's choose through our form submission from Jotform. Let's go down here, a little bit further. No, it's up here. Here we go. Okay, email field. So the email from Sendinblue, it's tied to the email field from our Jotform submission, okay? Do we want to choose a list for this? So if we want to place this contact in a certain list, we can do so by selecting it. If you haven't created that list, you can go ahead and create it first on Sendinblue, and then we can view it here and select it. So in this case, I'll just send it to our first folder for Jotform. Okay, it's okay. The update type, it's gonna be add, and the attributes. Okay, so we want to add the attributes that we have on our fields from our submission. In this case, it's a really simple form that we have, but if we have more fields on our form, we would see more attributes that we can use. So for example, remember we added the phone, so that could be one of the attributes. And now we're going to find our phone field here. Okay, let's go ahead and add it. We can add another field if we like. So for example, we added the email, the phone. Do we want to, let's see what other data we have from the form submission. So for example, if we needed something like, let's just say, whoops, the form ID. Here it is, sample submission ID, and we're gonna name this ID. That way we're giving it a unique ID also on Sendinblue, just for testing purposes. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Let's test and continue. All right, a contact was sent to Sendinblue now. Okay, so that means that a contact should be added as a test contact. john.doe@example.com should be added over there. And we have 725 emails added on that list now. So let's go into Sendinblue. Let's go into our main dashboard. And initially we had 724 contacts. Now we have 725 because it added that example email here. So let's go ahead and open this up. Okay, here it is. It's the first one added right here. This is today's date and it's added. Okay, let's go ahead and test it out and see if it works. But before we do that, we're going to have to turn on the Zap. Don't forget to do that because if else it won't work. Okay, so it's connected. Let's go ahead and close this. All right, we're good to go. Let's go into publish, open in a new tab, and let's go ahead and fill this out with test information. So in this case, I'll just say Johnny Kane, and we'll just wing it here with the phone number, and we'll add a test email. We'll just say 22@testing.com. Let's go ahead and submit it. And now it's been submitted. This demo information that I added should be added automatically to our Sendinblue account. So let's go ahead and over to our dashboard at Sendinblue and refresh. So let's go ahead and refresh our contact list. Okay, now that we've refreshed, we have 726 contacts. And here's the email that we just submitted for testing purposes. So that way you can connect your Jotform with Sendinblue using Zapier. Now we're going to use the second method, which is going to connect Jotform with Sendinblue using Pabbly Connect system. So let's go into our Pabbly Connect dashboard and we're going to create a brand new workflow. So it's going to create a workflow. We are going to say Jotform. In this case, we're just going to name it. And we're going to select the first trigger. So our first trigger, let's go ahead and select Jotform. Okay, what event do we want to do? When a new response or a new submission is created on Jotform, it's going to send the information. Okay, this is the webhook that we're going to need. Let's go ahead and copy it and let's head on over to Jotform. So we're back at Jotform. Let's go into our settings, integrations, and we're going to choose webhook for this. So let's click webhook. Let's add the webhook that we just got from our Pabbly Connect system. It's complete. Okay, integration is ready. Let's go ahead and finish. Now let's go back into our Pabbly Connect account and it's waiting for a response for the webhook. Now, since it's waiting, what we're going to do is we're going to fill out our Jotform submission one time so it receives the data. So let's go back into Jotform, go into publish, open in a new tab, and let's go ahead and fill this out really quickly. Add a random number and a random email. Submit. Okay, let's go back into our Pabbly Connect system, and there we go. It just received the information that we use right now for testing purposes. Okay, let's go into our next step. Let's close this really quickly. And now we have to choose the action. In action, we have to choose Sendinblue. So let's select Sendinblue, action event, and we have available several options for our connection. And in this case, we're going to create a contact. So let's go ahead and connect. and it's going to ask us for the API key that we used previously on Jotform for our Zapier connection. So let's go into our Sendinblue account. Let's go into SMTP. Okay, and let's generate a new API key. In this case, we're going to call it Jotform Pabbly. Okay, this way we can locate it later on if we need to use it again or delete it. Okay, let's go ahead and copy. Click OK, go back to our Pabbly Connect, add our API key, and let's go ahead and save it. Okay, now we've connected, and now we have to connect our submission ID information elements to our Pabbly Connect so it sends that information to Sendinblue. Okay, so what list do we want to add it to? In this case, these lists are grabbed from our Sendinblue account. If you need to create a list, go ahead and create it first in Sendinblue, then we're able to view it here. So in this case, we'll select Jotform, and we're gonna update enable status. Let's keep it false. Blacklisted email, false. The SMS blacklisted, false. Keep that in. Okay, so the new email, we're gonna grab that from our response from our submission. So remember we added this test email. Okay, it's gonna grab it there. And the name, we're gonna add that here also. We're gonna say, here it is, first name, the last name. Also, we're gonna grab it from the response. Choose it there. The phone number, we also have that field available. So let's find it. There we go. And if we wanna use a country for this or not, let's go save. Okay, now we got a new label ID. So now the information from our test has been sent to our Sendinblue account. So let's go ahead and check this out. And let's go API key. Let's go into our main Sendinblue dashboard. And we have 727 contacts now. So it's added that test email. So let's go check out our contacts. Okay, here it is. Here's our test email. So let's go fill out our form really quickly to test it out. So let's go into form. Let's go into open a new tab. And in this case, we'll add another name. So we'll say, let's say Mario Paris. And the phone number, we'll just wing it again. The test email, we'll say 24 now. And let's go ahead and submit it. There we go, it's been submitted. Now, let's go check out our Sendinblue account to see if it's added. So let's go into Sendinblue and refresh. There we go. Our email has been added with the name and the last name. And that is how you would connect with Pabbly Connect. Well, I hope you liked this video. I showed you how to connect with two methods from Jotform to Sendinblue using Zapier and Pabbly Connect. You decide which system you want to use. We thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on our next tutorials.